Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome to Kaisers Castle. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about gun control, institutional memory, or the lack thereof. I want to explain some points first. One of the major points is the lack of institutional memory. The reason for that, even within the NRA and whatnot, but you'll notice there's complete institutional memory with the Democrats and the anti-gunners. Look, I remember in the mid-70s all the way into the early 90s, or the early 80s, my bad. The bugaboo was what they called, the term was the Saturday night special. A revolver, 38 or 357 in caliber usually, that was so small you could tuck it in your pocket and it wouldn't be seen, and you could rob banks and rob stores. That was the bugaboo. Now you have to remember, AR-15s, machine guns, stuff like that still existed, but that's what the press focused on. Just like with global warming back in the day, except at that time it was called the coming ice age. See how things keep going on, but they change names. Sometimes they change completely identified targets. Now, in come the 90s. By the way, the Saturday Night Special went nowhere because women were carrying them, because there was a big fear of rapes. There was a big fear of murders because of like Manson, all the little dudes that were going around killing women at that, the Night Stalker, ad infinitum. Don't want to get into all that. But so women pushed back against this, right? So then in the 90s they figured, what we'll do is we'll go after and we'll start calling these survivalists, you know, started changing the terms on them and saying, well, why do they need all these guns, this ammunition? There got to be something evil about that, right? Oh, and then the survivalists became the militias. Oh, and then all of a sudden they implicated militias into what happened at OKC. And then, oh, we have to pass this act to ban assault weapons. The first assault weapon ban. Now, the funny part about that is they found a bugaboo women would not stick up for. The assault rifle, which, if you look up the actual definition, an assault rifle is any weapon capable of semi-automatic and fully automatic fire by the use of a selector switch that is magazine fed. Okay? And the first one was a Sturmgewehr 44, SG-44. Anyways, so they got that through. Bush Jr., thank God, was able to sunset that. And it went away. It's gone. Not around. Well, the same players in all of those, you're seeing at it again. Hopefully President Trump is playing 3D chess, which I think he is, to people who are checkers champions like Feinstein and the lot of them, Schumer. So they have kept institutional memory. They know they have to do it incrementally. When I'm talking about something as innocuous as a revolver, just had a smaller barrel, they went after in the 70s and early 80s, and it was pushed back by women. Well, now they believe women don't like assault weapons. Well, having taught a fair share of women firearms, they're very comfortable with assault weapons, and they understand them that they're not an assault weapon. It's a semi-automatic rifle. To get a machine gun, you have to pay the tax stamp, which opens you up to anybody coming into your house anytime to check on it. So that's a retarded thing, and they're way priced heavy. Most people can't afford them, and that's just the way it is. Idiots that violate those laws and try to convert them and stuff, they're just looking for prison time. So that's a non sequitur unless they're a criminal. Notice we're going into criminality now. Everybody who does something has some criminality to them. This does not change with what happened down in Florida. Your local rank and file law enforcement are not normally all about gun confiscation, gun bans, because they understand when seconds count, it will take them minutes to get there. It is your right to protect and defend your life and your family. This is a fact. So when these people say, what about my son or daughter's inalienable right? You know what? You can't get rid of criminals through making things more criminal. They're still going to do it. If you banned every gun in the U.S., criminals will still find a way. Has the drug war stopped? Any drugs coming in? Why do we have an opium epidemic if that's the case? Why now does everybody like to blaze the green? It's nonsensical. So a gun war, that will do absolutely nothing except make law-abiding citizens into criminals overnight. And they know this. That's what I mean about institutional memory. A lot of people fail to remember what leads up to everything. But guess who doesn't? The Marxist, communist, the globalist. They always remember they can take a slice of that pie and soon they'll have the whole pie. It's a slippery slope. This argument is not a straw man argument. This argument is a fact-based argument. Gun control should be a non-starter with any American citizen, but thanks to our schools, from grade school all the way into what we call college now, which has become nothing but social indoctrination centers. I mean, our college students have a hard time if they go overseas and have to actually compete in a school that has rigorous examination of facts, and you have to footnote it, and actually it's not about my feels anymore. It feels good to say all these things, but in the end, the only gun control you have is that finger on your trigger. It's sad that I have to make a live stream about this. I really wish I didn't. And I don't think it'll ever get to anybody who really ever needs to hear it. And it'll probably get me shut down on YouTube again. Just because I'm speaking my mind. But what I do know is that every city that's banned guns, look at their crime rates. Chicago, Detroit, DC, New York, now that they got the new mayor in there. New York City is what I'm talking about. All these places all of a sudden go off the chain with gang violence. But nobody ever wants to talk about the people who are killed in the inner city because, I hate to say this, they will never want to see all these crying moms of different ethnic backgrounds, but God, do they love it if it's that person has the same color skin that I do. Those mothers, they milk for the most. And that's a media thing. And the media has this institutional memory too, and they know how to push people's buttons. This is all like Tavistock stuff. This is everything, Frankfurt School, this is everything that you're seeing now. The globalists are real. The CFR is real. You know, Bilderberg, whatever you guys want to call it, this has been a serious implemented idea and process. If you doubt me, you doubt in error. And I'm not going down way big conspiracy tunnel. People have written books and stated about it. If you want to hear proof on it from somebody who actually has studied it longer than I have, he's a little younger than I am, but you know, he does know his stuff, and I will recommend that you listen to Jay Dyer on Jay's analysis. When I know I'm not as articulate as he is, he's got this shit down. That's really where I wanted to go with this. I just wanted to let you know nothing old or nothing new is new. It's all old. It just gets recycled, regurgitated, retried until one day they'll have a success. Once you let the camel's nose in the tent, soon he'll be laying on your bed. That's about all I have to say today. God bless. Shuff out.